Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is how an $80,000 check fraud could have been prevented. And I wanted to showcase this one to show that yes, check fraud is still alive and well. All right, so with this one, I posted it on my new scam alerts, and I have a tag or a category for victim. And on my training.deborarrichardson.com/blog page, I will post new scam alerts probably on average about 2 to 3 times per week. And if you want to subscribe to get those the very next day that I post them in your email, you can do that. But I did want to, again, showcase this one where check fraud is alive and well, showing one new tactic that the fraudsters are using. And so what they're doing is they are stealing, don't know how they're doing that, keys from the mailmen, and they are opening those blue boxes and taking all of the checks from the blue boxes. And what they will do once they get the checks is they will alter the check, altering the payee and or the amount, and then they present that check to the bank, which will then uh, pay them in that fraudulent account. And so what's happening is that is occurring, but I have to say, I know many of you have positive pay. Although I know quite a few AP teams I still run into that don't have positive pay. Now, positive pay is where after you run your check cycle, you send a file to the bank that indicates the payee name, the amount, and then also the check number. And when the checks are presented at the bank is then supposed to check those against that file. Now, I don't know in this case if it wasn't done or if positive pay was on and it was somehow an error of the bank, but the fraudsters got $80,000. Now, a tip to prevent that is do not, if you have your checks and the checks are not being picked up by a mail person in a locked check room at your place of business, rather you are going to drop those checks off for mailing. Don't drop them off in a USPS blue box, even if it's out right outside the post office and you can just drive through. Stop, park, and take it into the post office and drop it in the applicable mail slot so those checks can be mailed from the post office and not have to worry about them being taken out of one of those blue boxes. Now, that is just one of the tips that I have for avoiding check payment fraud in 2023. And so I'm going to leave a link here so that you can watch on demand. And I think I did this a couple weeks back. So last week, actually, Wednesday, February 15th, but it is available on demand. And I talk about 20 tips in 20 minutes to avoid check fraud in 2023. Also, coming up this week, so it's this Thursday, I think that's the February 22nd, I have a training session. So the last Thursday of every month, I have a training session on frauds and new scam alerts and how to prevent them. So if you'd like to sign up for that or enroll, you can. Once you enroll once, you can come every month and see or learn about the new frauds, new scam alerts, and then how to prevent those. All right, so if you'd like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and bad vendor data. If you would like over 115 hours of annual training for your vendor team, check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborarrichardson.com. So good luck and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.